you people back in the Shire, turn your porch lights off because we're coming home with a trophy.
Hey there, welcome to SharkCast Pod, a podcast dedicated to the greatest sporting club in the history of the world, the mighty Cronulla Sharks. This show is brought to you by Dyson Logistics, the Royal Motor Yacht Club in Port Hacking, and Jason Hawes at Cripps & Cripps Real Estate. My name is Sam Shinazzi, an OG from 2015. This is our 10th season of podcasting. Happy and proud to do so for everybody who enjoys the show. Thank you so much to everyone who's been sharing the podcast and the episodes around in the last few weeks. Really appreciate it. We've noticed some newcomers coming along, so please keep spreading the word. SharkCast Pod. It may just be the thing missing in your friend, family, colleague, stranger, neighbor, person you may come across in your life, in your daily existence. It may be missing from their life. SharkCast Pod, they might be huge Sharks fans, never heard of our podcast. Get them onto it, show them how to put it on the apps, on their phones, and if it's not for them, tell them that we apologize. Another week in Sharkland, and it is Teamlist Tuesday. We are playing the Bulldogs on Friday night, 8 o'clock at Belmore. If you can't be there, it'll be on Fox Sports and KO. Not sure where else, but you can look that up for yourself. Sharks coming off a pretty heavy loss, as we all know, against the Knights. Thank you for people who've been in touch about that. The team has been named, though, for the Bulldogs, and let's go through it. It's pretty good. At fullback, Will Kennedy. Your wingers are Sione Katoa and Ronaldo Militalo, and your centres are Jesse Aramian and Sifa Talakai. Braden Trindle, man of the match in the All-Stars game, and Nico Hines are our halves. Starting props, Oregon Kafusi and Royce Hunt. Blake Brayley hooks the scrum. Bretton Nickera, Teague Wilton, and Cam McInnes is your back row, and Cam is the lock and captain. Some of our Christmas wishes coming true, it appears. The immediate interchange bench is Jack Williams, Jesse Colquhoun, Toby Rudolph, and tall Tom Hazelton. The extended bench is Tukaha Tapua, Mawini Haroti, Kale Iro, Billy Burns, Daniel Atkinson, Jaden Beryl, Niwa Paru, Cade Dykes, and Chris Vaela. 26 players named. I think they might have the option to add 2 more on the day if they choose to do so. But that is a very strong lineup. You would imagine the main 17 would play at least the first half, and some of them will be looking like playing a whole game. So it looks like for the moment, Sifa Talakai has won the centre position over any other challenges, including Kale Iro. Now that's TBC round 1, of course. As far as the forward pack goes, the front row of Oregon Kafusi and Royce Hunt. Oregon Kafusi had a really good game in the trial match against Newcastle. Royce Hunt was strong in the All-Stars game as well. Dale Finucane has an injury, something to do with a neck injury, and he won't be fit to play this week. Braden Hamlin-Ueli, who I'll talk about in a little while as well, he is still recovering from his injury, not expected to be back until the first few weeks of the season at best. We know Toby has a toe injury that he's been battling for quite some time now. He has been named to play on the bench, and that might be a reason why he's not listed as a starter, but it may not be as well. So without those 2 middles, the bench kind of picks itself, and that is Jack Williams, Jesse Colquhoun, Toby Rudolph, tall Tom Hazelton. You could obviously substitute Kafusi and Royce Hunt for a Toby Rudolph or a Tom Hazelton at the very least. So there's a little bit of room to play there if that is the situation in round 1, which is still, in theory, almost 3 weeks away. So see what happens. It's 3 weeks is a long time for things to happen in the NRL. As far as the extended bench goes, I think that if you're looking at an interchange utility type player, you might be looking at a Hiroti, you might be looking at an Iro, you might be looking at a Burns, an Atkinson. I don't know if Beryl's going to figure just yet. I don't think Peru will figure just yet. K Dykes might need some time. I think down the track he'll figure, but for now, those are the guys that might come into consideration for a round one utility role. If the coach goes with the utility, he just might go for 4 big boppers. And I have to say that depending on how the Sharks team starts against the Bulldogs, particularly the middles, I wouldn't be unhappy if it was Jack Williams, Jesse Colquhoun, Toby Rudolph, and Tall Tom Hazelton on the bench. That's a pretty good bench, pretty strong bench, pretty big bench. So we shall see. We shall see. Not that it matters that much, but the Bulldogs have named a very strong team for their lineup. And when I say strong, I mean it's close to their best. And we have Bronson Sherry on the opposing side, as well as Stephen Crichton in the centres. The halves are Matt Burton, Drew Hutchinson. Viliami Kikau has been named to play in the second row. So their first grade team will be playing, and I'm not being a smart aleck here. I have no idea how they're going to go. So they might win this trial match by 30 and then make the top 8, or it doesn't really matter about the trial match, but they might come last. I've got no idea. The team on paper doesn't look amazing, but the addition of Stephen Crichton can't hurt, for example. So we're more focused on our team. I'm really looking forward to seeing how these guys play, in the sense that I haven't seen them play since last September. Guys like Will Kennedy especially, and the whole team, how they gel. It's going to be fascinating to watch. I am a huge believer in that we can't take too much out of these games, but I know I said last week they were meaningless. I think I meant the results meaningless. The games are meaningful in how they perform and how they gel. I also flip the coin on that by saying if it's a complete disaster, there's still time and room to move on that. So let's just see how they go. It is a strong team named. The number one thing is no injuries. Say it every year. Been saying it for 10 years plus all the years before that, before I was podcasting. So no injuries is what we are focused on in particular. Should be a good game though out at Belmore. Always a good atmosphere at the suburban grounds. In lower grade news, only one of the 4 main junior teams had a win on the weekend. Close win, 19-18 win over the Raiders. That was the Harold Matthews Cup team. Callum Grantham with a field goal at the end, delivering the win. They were down 12-0 after not very long and came back. So to do it at home as well is a great effort. And well done to those young men. SG Ball lost 34-18. The Lisa Fiola women's team lost 36-6 to the Central Coast Roosters. And Tasha Gale's side finally lost. They lost 16-10 to the Raiders. I've received some really nice mail from Sean during the week, and I'm going to get through some of it now. He said, looking forward to the trial. Looking forward to the trial this week as a measure of where the season will head. I'm optimistic. He does say it's now or never for this squad if they fail to clean out. I feel all they need is stronger defence and minimal drop ball. Improve there, and it's only the head noises at finals to deal with. On the trial against the Knights, it was only a trial, but it was disappointing. A lot of these players are together with the Jets, and the cohesion should have been delivered more. They should have been pressing for spots, but they played like it was just a trial game. Niwai Peru looks like he's gone backward a bit. Jaden Beryl's passing game seems to have improved, but not significantly. If he gets the chance and nails it, good on him. But for now, he's not a step forward, and Brayley is our man. So just on that, Sean, I agree with most of it. They played like it was just a bit of a hit out rather than a genuine selection trial, which it always is. Like, no matter what people may think, the coaching staff are watching this, and they've waited all summer to see what these guys have got. And there's been examples in the past where guys have been lights out in trials and it leads to somewhere. And unfortunately, not too many were lights out last week for the Sharks, particularly those who've been spoken about all summer long about getting a shot. It is a bit circumstantial. I think that a guy like Kaliro didn't get a lot of ball clean and early to him. But having said that, you got to demand it. You got to look for it. You've got to make the play if they're not bringing the plays to you. And I think that was what most people were probably most disappointed with in that side of his game last week. We'll see what this week brings when he gets on the field. He'll play at least a quarter, if not a half a game, I would think. Niwa Peru, I hear what you're saying, and I personally haven't seen him light it up too much. I see that he's got some talent. He's still young, which is the positive, and there's still some growth there. So definitely not putting a line through him. At Penrith, he was very much a champion player, so we'll see what happens in the year ahead for the Sharks and for the Jets. And Jaden Beryl, he's been dissected a lot across the Sharks fan base. He's competent and he's confident in his own way. I just think that when it comes to ticking all the boxes, he doesn't quite do it for me at the moment. Would he be fine for a game to stand in? I'm sure he would be. I know he's all heart. He gives you everything he's got, and that's always a bonus. Sean also raises two other points. One's about the Leagues Club and one is about player development at a junior level. As far as the Leagues Club question goes, Sean, I know you're not particularly thrilled with how it's been handled and the ongoing management of it all. I would, if I was you and you wanted further answers that I probably can't give you, I would directly get in touch with people who can help you, and that would be CEO, chairman, board members, etc. And you can get in touch with them through the club. If you're respectful in your correspondence, I'm sure they'll be in touch. They can give you some answers that I'm not really confident in giving you, to be perfectly fair. I love talking about all things Sharks, whether it's on or off the field, business or not business. I love it all, but sometimes I just can't adequately give you the latest information. Yeah, definitely don't ever be hesitant to get in touch with people at the club, because they may give you the answers that you want that they can't give you at their AGMs, at their press conferences, at their sponsor promotion days, etc. So I'll leave that one with you. You said, love the pod, looking forward to the new album. That's very kind, Sean, very kind. The pod's got a big year ahead, and hopefully with a bit of hard work, we'll have a new album for you towards the end of the year. Regular correspondent Alan says, maybe I was watching a different game to some of the journos on Saturday because I didn't see anything special in Cade Dykes at fullback. If anything, he had a shocker. I don't think he has any chance of gaining the position as Will Kennedy standby. I wish him all the luck in the future, but I think fullback is questionable, maybe when he has a few more games under his belt. But is selected in the top grade, who would he replace? Up from Alan. Look, I agree that he was off his game, but let's not forget he's coming off an ACL, and he was playing for the first time in a long time, in over a year. Extreme heat, in a pretty difficult position. I mean, he did well just to get through the game. I think that would have been, a result in itself. Get through the game injury-free, get some confidence, get some meters in the legs going. Could he have played better? Absolutely. He's a really good player, and he'll show you that in the years to come. What position? Not really sure. I think if Trindle keeps on playing the way he's playing, the often thought about position of 5/8 for Cade Dykes may need to be put on hold, and he may need to play somewhere else. But Cade Dykes is a really talented player. Let's not judge him just yet on a trial game after being out of the game for a year. So wait and see on that. He'll get some more time this week. It's going to be a gradual build for him. I'm sure on this show and other shows we've been building him up a little bit, but we're all excited about his return to regular football. And the fact that he's an option for us in first grade is an exciting one. And it's exciting for different reasons. It's exciting because he's a great young local junior. It's exciting because his dad was a player that really thrilled a whole bunch of us when we were younger. And he's versatile, and he's a pretty decent kid off the field and a good representative of our club. So that's why it's a little bit exciting, but let's wait and see on all that. All right, before we get going in this short, sharp episode, Teamlist Tuesday rundown for the last trial match of the year. Bit scary. Want to give a big shout out to a regular listener and a terrific, terrific fella, talented as heck. His name is Dylan Wright. Dylan Wright, W-R-I-G-H-T. You may know him from his time in the duo Sons of Atticus. You may know him from his solo work. He's a very big fan of the Cronulla Sharks. He's a regular listener of this show. and he's also in the top 12 of Australian Idol this year. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the voting starts this Sunday. So if you have any inkling in that show, or even if you just want to see a talented guy get up and sing, give his all, Dylan Wright is his name. If you have the capability, if you have the right, if you're old enough to vote for him, shoot through a vote, because it all counts. And he is a great fella trying to do something different in his life. When I say something different, he's a lifelong musician, but he's trying to do it full time, and he's seeing this as his way to do so. And just a really talented, nice fella, and I keep saying that, but that's what he is. And super proud of him, because it takes a lot of guts to do what he's doing. So up and out of his world, which is the sort of independent music scene, to jump through and put yourself out there in the mainstream of Australian television, let alone music, but television, it takes a lot of guts. And no matter what you think of the concept of Australian Idol or talent shows, I'm not here to talk to you about that sort of stuff. We're talking about one of us, a shark, on this show doing his best. So just thought I'd mention it. I hope I haven't crossed any lines with him in as far as voting goes. I'm not suggesting that we all do some sort of, mass vote and get him through this, but you know what? Maybe I am. That's Dylan Wright, and it's not the last time you'll be hearing about him on this show. We'll be back as soon as we can for more episodes. You never know when one's going to pop up, so please subscribe on your podcast provider. It's quite easy to do. You just find wherever the subscribe button is or the follow button is, whatever it is, hit that, and you should be able to get the episodes just popping up when they're ready. We are on the social medias. We are on Facebook, Instagram, and X, and we do have a TikTok account, which I've only used once, but it did pretty well. And there's also a YouTube page, which at the moment is a bit quiet, but we're going to get that going sooner rather than later. So a lot of things planned for SharkCast Pod. We can't wait to bring you lots of fun things, hopefully lots of winning this year. It's a really exciting time because you just never know how far we can go. I like the look of this team that we've named this week. Let's see how they play. If you're heading out to Belmore, have a great time. If you're watching on the telly, have a great time. If you can't make it to the game, if you can't watch it on TV, we'll get you our content as soon as we can. So stick with us. This is SharkCast Pod. We love the fact that you listen to us. Don't go anywhere. Up, up.
Sharkies! Sharkies! And to all you people back in the Shire, turn your porch lights off because we're coming home with a trophy.